This is Kingdom Hearts' most underrated character. With dozens of Disney and original characters to choose from, everyone has their own favorites. So many people love Sora because of his childlike personality and how he uses his whimsy to take down most of his foes. Then there's fans of Riku who enjoy his brooding attitude and his challenges with the darkness. Then there's just tons of unique versions of older Disney characters that have their own unique Kingdom Hearts DNA now, like looking at Maleficent as an example. I wouldn't believe you if you told me the main bad guy from 1959's Sleeping Beauty would become a recurring villain. Then there's all the different ways they changed Mickey Mouse, from an icon to a billion-dollar company to one of the most anime characters in this franchise. Point is, there is a little bit of something here for everyone looking to have their own favorite Kingdom Hearts character. The whole idea for this video came up because I was recently having a conversation with Niosai. It was an interview for his upcoming part 2 to his Kingdom Hearts Ultimate Retrospective, which, by the way, if you haven't already, he created an almost 4-hour long video going super deep into the Kingdom Hearts series. It's super high quality and definitely worth the watch if you haven't seen it already, and I'll be there for part 2 whenever that is ready for the public. But one of the questions he asked me about was one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts characters, and then I said the name and he was like, "Really? That's the first time I've ever heard someone say that." And that's what sparked the entire idea for this video right here, as my favorite Kingdom Hearts character is not one that players talk about often when referring to their favorites. But this one has done so much for the series and its characters, it's hard to not mention the successes of our heroes without mentioning them. But before I get into it, let me know your favorite and least favorite character in Kingdom Hearts. One that you love the most and others that you just can't stand every time they show up on the screen. I know we all have that one character that gives us a good cringe every time they appear in. And while you're down there, please be sure to hit that like button, as it helps grow the channel for more videos like this, as we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts' most underrated character. And that character in question is Naminé. While only appearing in a handful of Kingdom Hearts titles, every time Naminé has made an appearance, she has been a matter in turning the tides. She's a character without a Keyblade that can be deemed one of the series' most powerful, because even without a typical weapon, Naminé is always stepping up and providing assistance whenever it is needed. But let's start from the beginning. Naminé's debut began right here at this moment in Kingdom Hearts 1, as Sora stabs himself with the Keyblade of Hearts to try and remove Kairi's heart from inside of himself. While doing that, both Sora and Kairi's hearts are released and both Roxas and Naminé are left behind, with Naminé having a special connection to Kairi by being her nobody. Right after she's born, she's quickly discovered by the organization for her unique powers, as she has the ability to alter the memories of Sora and those connected to him. And the organization wants the power of Sora all to themselves, as it helps them with their mission of completing Kingdom Hearts. So they are holding her hostage with the intent of using her powers to lure the Keyblade wielder. They eventually lead Sora to Castle Oblivion, where on each floor everyone starts to lose more and more of their memories. But in the case of Sora, he starts to remember more about Naminé, a girl that we've never seen up to this point. The deeper he gets into the castle, the more vivid these memories become, to the point where even his physical objects start to alter, as the lucky charm that Kairi has given to him has been given a new star-shaped form to represent Naminé. Eventually, it's revealed that all of these memories are completely bogus, and all this did is give me one of my favorite versions of Sora, as we see Sora start to get super worried and paranoid about his friend Naminé. He even gets so angry at Donald and Goofy because he's just worried about her, as he leaves them behind, leaving you, the player, alone without any friend cards for the next world. This version of Sora is testy and angry, and even Donald and Goofy are like, "You need to calm down, boss." But the Lulu Sora just keeps pushing forward anyway. Eventually, Naminé is able to escape the clutches of Organization 13 with Axel and immediately starts to help. As Sora is about to fall into his own delusions, Naminé appears to him in the form of Kairi, revealing that all of these memories were completely fake, and begins to put Sora back on the right path. It would have likely been at this point that Sora would have hit the point of no return and ended up a pawn from Arlusha, but Naminé quickly puts an end to that by confronting Sora with the truth. As Sora is, he doesn't even really get mad at Naminé for all of this. He's still in his own little Delulu mind, trying to keep the fake promise that he made, trying to be a good friend even to someone who probably didn't fully deserve it. Eventually though, Naminé gives Sora the option to pick either his old memories or stick with the ones he got here in Castle Oblivion. Obviously, Sora picks his older memories, and there's this very real reaction from Naminé that I'll never forget. She kind of flinches because she's definitely disappointed at the fact that Sora is choosing his own life, even laying down the guilt little by little by saying, "Of course you would choose your old memories. Who wouldn't?" And I know a lot of people get mad at her for this, but I kind of get it. This is one of those real human moments for her where she knows she has to do the right thing, but there's also this selfish part of her brain that wants Sora all to herself. But she knows that Sora is so deeply involved with Kairi that nothing is going to change that inside of him, so Naminé agrees to start working on his memories, putting Sora and his friends into a deep sleep. And in the other campaign for Chain of Memories, Reverse Rebirth, Riku's having his own adventures inside of Castle Oblivion. Eventually, he also meets Naminé, and she offers him the ability to seal the darkness around him, as she knows Riku has suffered with the darkness long enough and she wants to help him handle it. Riku denies, deciding to fight against the darkness on his own, and he comes out victorious. While this was a crazy moment for Riku, Naminé fully understands and is actually happy for Riku for choosing this path, knowing that he could handle it all on his own. And while Naminé did make her full debut in Chain of Memories, her work would not be over for the rest of the Xehanort saga. In Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, while Namine is working on restoring Sora's memories, she notices that some of these memories are leaking out and attaching themselves to a third party, as this character would eventually become Xion. Although Namine cannot continue her reconstruction of Sora's memories without these missing memories. Understanding how real the situation is, everyone basically needs Roxas and Xion gone, as it's the only way for Sora to wake up. Knowing that everyone basically wants to destroy Xion, Namine has a conversation with her revealing her true identity and her purpose. Xion then fully understands her role and meets with Roxas to get him to form back with Sora too, giving us the insanely emotional final battle of this game. It's just Namine's humanity in this situation, trying to empathize with those who are destined to fade back into darkness. It's like a form of gentle parenting to have to tell Xion about her truth. Otherwise, it would have probably just been Riku having to take them both out. Xion does eventually return to Sora, but now it's Roxas' turn, and that's when we jump into Kingdom Hearts 2. The start of this game is crazy when you think about it, because this is all just built inside of a fake reality, as a way to ease Roxas back into Sora without jumping into it immediately. While Roxas is in this digital Twilight Town, Namine makes the effort to communicate with him at almost every turn, reaching out to him and offering assistance while he deals with the crumbling reality around him. Namine develops a form of sympathy towards Roxas, as he dealt with the same form of isolation and loneliness when he first came into this world, and Namine acts as a guide for Roxas in this beginning prologue, even revealing the truth to Roxas about his existence as a nobody, saying that Roxas won't disappear when he returns to Sora, but he would rather be completed, and that they might not recognize each other the next time they meet, but they will meet again. Once Sora is awake, Diz no longer has any use for Namine and orders Riku to destroy her. Riku is definitely not doing that, so he leaves her with Axel. And Axel, not committing murder on a small child, opens up a portal for her to escape. Now, Namine could have just ran away and lived her life so far away from any of this. But what does she do instead? She jumps right back into the action. Later on, Namine breaks into the organization's stronghold to rescue Kairi and Pluto from capture. I like that she's able to use the corridors of darkness without any issue. No need for a cloak or anything. It could have to do with her being a nobody, or with her being a nobody of a Princess of Heart, preventing the darkness from getting too close and personal. Regardless, there's so many characters in the series that need this coat to move through them, and here she is without a coat moving like a boss. At the end of the game, after defeating the first Xemnas, Namine secretly opens up a portal for our heroes to escape, before her and Roxas return back to their original selves, completing their stories for this game. But you'd think Namine's assistance is over from there? Absolutely not. When looking deep inside of Sora's memories from untangling them, Namine noticed some deep memories inside of his heart, memories full of a lot of pain. To prepare Sora for these memories, Namine implanted bugs inside of Jiminy's journal, and that's essentially where we get Kingdom Hearts Recoded from, as a way to prepare Sora to face the hurt of those who came before him. When the journal was wiped out, all of the words were erased, but the data remained, and this data version of Namine essentially tells Sora that he needs to save everyone from birth by sleep and days. At this point, Sora has no idea who any of these characters are, but once it's revealed, King Mickey writes a letter to the real Sora letting him know that more dangers are coming. Namine was able to find the truth by digging into Sora's heart, and was able to relay this information to our heroes, leading to the big eventual showdown in Kingdom Hearts 3. Namine is really just the messenger of the ages, but man, it really only gets started from here. So the next big part of Namine's story actually doesn't happen in the games. During Kingdom Hearts 3's development, Square Enix was hosting Kingdom Hearts Orchestra events, where players were able to come together and watch live performances of the series' music. Although during one of these orchestra concerts, we actually got a live performance of a cutscene that never appeared in Kingdom Hearts, as the Japanese voice actors for Terra and Namine took the stage to create this brand new cutscene. The scene itself was supposed to take place before Kingdom Hearts 0.2, but once again, it never actually appeared in the games. But this acted out scene on this stage is canon, being referenced in future Kingdom Hearts games. So in this scene, it's basically a conversation between Namine and the Lingering Will speaking in the darkness. Here, Namine presents herself to Terra as she climbed through Sora's chain of memories to find him. Namine states to the Lingering Will that eventually they'll be touched by a familiar light. Namine, talking about Aqua, states that everyone is doing what they can to fight the darkness, and that the Lingering Will shouldn't give up. And Terra stating that he will never forget what happened that day and how he'll do whatever he can to make it right. According to Nomura, this cutscene was never going to appear in a game and was only a special treat for the guests of the concert. Kingdom Hearts is crazy, like how we have lore in concerts. Like anyway. Which is true because we've never seen this cutscene before, but we do get to see where this interaction leads in Kingdom Hearts 3. At the end of that game, when you arrive at the Keyblade graveyard for the first time, our heroes are getting completely demolished. It's kind of crazy how they made Terra Xehanort in this cutscene so strong, since he's just tearing through everyone. In fact, our heroes get bodied so bad that everyone dies. The end. When Kairi is beaten by the Demon Tide, Namine ends up surviving as a star appearing in the final world, as Kairi has disappeared, but her light is keeping her and Sora tethered to this world. It's at this point that Namine follows up on that concert cutscene, where she reaches out to the Lingering Will again and lets him know that his friends need him. As we return back to the Keyblade graveyard with the timeline reset, this battle looks like it's going to be going the same exact way. Only this time, the Lingering Will does appear, putting Terra Xehanort in his place, and giving our heroes a chance to advance through the Keyblade graveyard. Without the Namine assist with the Lingering Will, our heroes would have probably got bodied again. Even when your girl doesn't have a physical form, she's doing more than most Kingdom Hearts characters. That's why it's one of the best feelings in the world when Replica Riku leaves the vessel behind for Namine, knowing fully well that he could have taken it and become his own person. But that was never his arc to begin with, as Replica Riku has always existed in that delusion. He still wants to protect Namine just like he did in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, only this time offering her a chance to become her own person. And as we see at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Riku comes by and scoops her up from Radiant Garden, now with a brand new body to use, and returns to Destiny Islands to celebrate their victory against the darkness. And that's where we are today, as Namine is helping again with the search for Sora in Kingdom Hearts 4. And knowing her, she'll likely play another supporting role to our main protagonist. Regardless, my entire point of this video is that Namine has been a presence that has been a helpful one since the very beginning. Every time she makes an appearance, it usually turns the tide of the battle. Her support has gone such a long way in keeping our heroes alive, and that's kind of insane. And I never got the idea that Namine should be given a Keyblade. She does not need to fight in order to be one of the greats, mainly because her role was never to be directly in the action anyway. She was always a character that was cooking behind the scenes, and her work always showed its rewards. Our heroes would have been cooked on several occasions without Namine. I do feel like she'll continue to have an important role in Kingdom Hearts 4, especially because she has such a deep connection with Sora, and it might be enough to help locate him. But still, we're just gonna have to wait and see. She is one of my favorites, but she is also easily one of Kingdom Hearts' most underrated characters. Let me know what you guys think about Namine in the comment section below. Do you love her? Do you hate her? Think of her as selfish? Or maybe super helpful? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and stay awesome.